Hello, my friend. Today I'm going to share my 7 days watercolor painting strategy, especially one aspect of watercolor, and that is shadow. My day one was the observation. Let's say I was just seeing the tree here, and when I was looking at from my window itself, that okay, I can see the tree, and I can see the light, how the light is basically falling on these tree. I was just following very wherever I was just going, I was just looking, okay, if this is the tree, and if the light is coming from this direction, how basically the shadow basically falls into here. So let's say example, this was the tree. Okay, let's quickly just make this. I was just I'm just giving a very random approach that really help you to understand this. So now when we have this tree, okay, and the light is coming from this direction, obviously you will see that, okay, light is coming from that side, and that's the reason you see there's a lot of the value basically it comes in this direction. Okay, because the light is coming from here, so you see the more light in this particular direction in the left hand side. Okay, whereas the right side you will see the darker value here because the presence of light was not there. Okay, so if the light is coming from here, the shadow is basically falling here on this tree. Now one simple building here, right, in this example, and anything like let's take an example of this. I'm just trying to make things in a very um, simple. Source of the light is coming from that direction, so your shade basically goes here, like this example, like here. Okay, something like this. You got it? Now if you wanted to have, let's say an example, there is a few people here. They're just outside of this building, probably. Just hypothetically, I'm just giving an example. uh, so here we have people, but your shades, your shadows basically falls here of this building, right? This happens when you do a lot of observation. Have you ever felt stuck with your watercolor progress? That's exactly why I have created my Patreon watercolor art community. Inside, you will find a step-by-step learning journey, carefully designed to accelerate your growth week by week. This is not a random content, it's a proven roadmap where you will always know what to focus on, how to practice, and how to apply each lesson to your own art. And that's the best part. You will be learning alongside a global community of artists, sharing your progresses, asking questions, and celebrating growth together. So, if you are serious about improving your watercolor skill, this is the fastest and most inspiring way forward. Join today and begin your structured journey to becoming the watercolor artist you have always wanted to be. Day two was this. Good example would be is to just work with a simple shape. When I'm just making this one circular ball here probably, and just simple ball. And now when you look at this, you see here the light is actually coming from here and it's falling here into this. Okay, now see this one, you'll actually giving a mid-tone here, and somewhere you are also applying the darker value here in this. Okay, just simple example. Okay, I'm just making this slightly darker here to give more better understanding of this. All right, now when you have done this, you you will see that the light is coming from this side, how your shadow basically falls here. So your shadow will go something like this. If the light is coming from, let's say, for this direction, okay, suppose it's coming from here, so you are giving your shadow something like this, okay, something like this. All right, so you have to practice something more like this. For example, you have the another shape. Let's take an example. You have another shape here. For example, I'm just making one kind of a box. Let's take example. One box is here. You can watch fairly in your in your home itself. How there's a lot of objects, and you will learn from there what I mean. So let's say it has a dimension, and the light is coming from this side. Okay, let's say you have made this, so the your light is here, and you got some seeds here, right? Now if that is the one, if that is the case, then probably I will know that, okay, if the things are coming here, light is coming from this side, so my seed is basically, it is going all the way this way itself, so everything is going to merge here. Okay, so it also creates another form and shapes here for this along with the ball seeds. So something like this, you can create a many a several shapes, like the simple shapes. You just take a any shapes, whichever it is, or you want to take on some objects, you can just keep it there and just observe and see how things are actually pulling it here. You can also just take out the extra water, so like you can color, you can just mop it here wherever you feel like, okay, I mean, I need to depict more light here, so you can just do many things. So you will start understanding based on your previous day one observation, right? So this day one observation gives you that ability to understand how basically in a natural way the shadow falls into any objects, and on the surface, if the light is falling into some objects like here. And that learning goes here in a day two, where you are actually taking understanding this, and then you are applying this into your artwork. The day three, I would request you to check out this. Practice soft and hard edges. Simple example, like say here, you have one box here again. So the light, if the light is coming here, then definitely you will have a lot of light here in this direction, whereas the presence of light will be slightly, I mean, it will not be too much dark here in this, but you will have some bit of color here. Okay, now it's very important to know that what is the distance from this to this wall. For example, let me just make that one. So you have this wall, suppose, and this wall is very far, not very far, I mean it's quite in distance. So what would be the texture, and what would be the shadow comes here, how the shadow falls here into this, right? So this example, I will tell you here, when you applying this shadow for here, I will make things more like a softer, okay, because it's a quite in distance. So I will do, I'll just take this color, and I will make kind of a wet on wet kind of approach. My shadow will have that effect. Okay, so this example I've just given here, the so this is the softer shadow here, which comes here into this. Okay, very randomly, I'm just giving you an idea here. Okay, so this shadow is actually coming here into this. But when things are closer, this will be a darker. Okay, things will be, so your edge, so that's the important here, soft and hard edges. So things which is closer to your eyes, or probably from the object, this will be more like a hard edge. But the moment it is going in a far distance, this will go like a little softer here. It will be kind of a blur. So basically when you do something like this, so this shadow actually falls here to this, it goes here, and you see this is the hard edge. This is the hard edge which goes here, and this also falls, this shadow basically falls into this as well. So your this way, this is the area where you will see hard shadow. Okay, something like this. Just an idea I'm just giving you. Now when it comes to the day 4, so this is the day 4. Let's take an example. What to paint? Okay, so if you wanted to paint let's say one house here, if this is the lighter, I mean cool color we have used, your shade doesn't mean that you can use the same color here like for this shade. Let me just do that. I mean, so what happens is when you use this and this, it gives you some nice feel, but it's not so great. So, and that's the reason I want you to observe that. This observation is the great example. You can always mix them, whatever the color you have, a bit of warm color. Okay, bit of warm and the cool color here. If I've used the cool color here, I can also use a little bit of a warm. So in that way, what happens is you will not have the exact value what it is here. We can have, because a lot of people, they just take a black color, gray color, and use it as a shade. Never use black or gray color for shades, for the shadow. um, you will have, I mean it won't look very realistic until unless you are very much you have a plenty of experience handling that. I mean, I know a lot of artists are actually doing it, but I wouldn't recommend you if you are a beginner and you are just learning at this moment. So I would suggest you not to do that. Okay, so see something like this. When it comes to the day 5, so this is the day 5 shadow on real object. So what we have just done is already it's all a real object, but this is where I have gone with in the day 5, when I was just taking an objects like any objects like a cup, cup and glasses, bottle, fruits, vegetables, or whatever it is. So I was just taking that, and I was painting that, and I was keeping them kind of a composition, and observing that how the light is actually falling on it, and what is the kind of the shadow basically it forms. So for example, I can just take one example of let's say we have a bottle here. Now if the light is coming from here, so obviously you know where the shadows will go, make the shadow of it. So uh, if you do it, it looks a little awkward. Okay, it all depends on what is the time. Best is, see, I'm not denying that you can't do it. You can do it, but make things more relatable or more conventional. So I'm just adding the same color. I'm using burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. I'm just adding this two color, and then I'm just applying it here. And I'm not just having the just one color. Okay, so I'm just using this here, and this bottle, maybe it's coming here, something like this. The day 6 was very interesting. The day 6, I went outside, and I did several sketches and observe from the outdoor. And this is the great example to learn everything about, whether it's not just about the shadow, it's even more about the composition, the color, temperature. We've spoken about the soft edge, the hard edge. You will have everything. Okay, you can watch the you can also see the reference image or any photographs and all, but going outdoor and doing the study outdoor is a phenomenal. You just go outside, watch it, see the one object or see any building, and just see the how what is the time, how the light is falling onto that building or any structure or object, and how that converts into shadow, and how the shadow is what all the color it contains. You will realize that it's not a black, right? Uh, and it's not even the gray. It's a completely different color. It's a local color. I mean, I would say, whatever the environment are there in that moment, you will see the color. You immediately, your intuition will say that, oh, this is the color. You know, if I'll use use this color and this color, I'll get this color, and I'll also maintain its transparency and its value proposition. So everything you will get to understand. So this is the must thing. I would just make it as a red, that this is the must day 6 when you are doing a lot of outdoor. I went railway station, bus stop, malls. At last, you have the day 7. So in the day 7, when I got to know that, okay, I have gone through all of these learning, and this is the time for me to bring that all learning into the practice. And I was just making a lot of work from that day itself. And I'm telling you, if you are going to use this strategy in your artwork, I'm telling you, with after 7 days, you will have a complete understanding that how basically this shadow works. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, I'm inviting you to join my watercolor art community. This community where you want to be, because you will be meeting a similar mindset of people and the same values and the same vision what you have. And you will also have a very structured watercolor learning week by week. And it's not just about the watercolor, it's more about making a connection, making a real connection with a similar mindset of people. And I'm seeing a lot of people, they are improving, they are going from one level to another level. And this is how their progress is happening in this platform. So I'm inviting you to join this Global Watercolor Art community, and I'm sure you're going to like it. And I'll see you next video very soon. You can watch this particular video for you, and if you wanted to be part of this Patreon watercolor art community, you can join this community clicking on this. Thank you so much, and have a great day.